The MiG-21 fighter jets will retire after 60 years of service, and it's truly the end of an era. It's over to my colleague Sandeep Unnithan to tell you how the MiGs have served the IAF for the last many decades.
The Indian Air Force is set to retire its last two MiG-21 fighter squadrons from the Air Force. Now that's where the problem begins. The Indian Air Force's squadron strength would now drop to just 29 fighter squadrons. That's the lowest number of squadrons that it has had since 1963. That is, since the year that the MiG-21 first came into the Air Force, more than 60 years ago. The Air Force has a sanctioned strength of 42 fighter squadrons. It is already 13 squadrons below this sanctioned number. How did the Air Force get to this alarmingly low number of fighter squadrons? Let's look at the current aircraft in the IAF's inventory to understand this problem. The Air Force has 12 Sukhoi 30 MKI squadrons. In fact, this is the most numerous aircraft in the Air Force's inventory. It flies over 260 of these Su-30 MKIs. It has 2 Rafale fighter jet squadrons and 3 Mirage fighter jet squadrons, which it acquired from France over the last couple of decades. That's 5 squadrons there. It has 3 squadrons of MiG-29 interceptor aircraft, which it bought from the former Soviet Union, and of course 6 Jaguar strike aircraft, which it acquired from the UK, license-built it over the last couple of decades. The Jaguar is in fact the second most numerous aircraft in the Air Force's inventory after the Su-30 MKI. But the problem really is in the induction of the LCA Tejas Mark 1A. Now, the LCA Tejas is an aircraft that was meant to replace the MiG-21 on a 1:1 basis. That is, for every MiG-21 that would be retired from service, one LCA Tejas would take its place. Now, the Air Force has bet big on the LCA Tejas. It has ordered 83 LCA Tejas Mark 1As from HAL and has promised another order of 97 Mark 1As. That is a total of 180 LCA Tejases. Now, these are the numbers that it would need to shore up its declining squadron numbers. The problem is that the LCA Tejas is not joining the Air Force in the numbers that the Air Force wants. It would need something like 12 to 24 LCA Tejas to join every year to shore up its numbers. But unfortunately, HAL has not been, for various reasons, not been able to deliver the LCA Tejas in the numbers that the Air Force wants. Now, the Tejas, of course, there is no option but to buy and build an indigenous fighter. The Tejas is critical from that point of view. But where it gets more critical in the years ahead is the fact that the Air Force is going to be retiring these 2 fighter jets completely. 6 squadrons of Jaguars and 3 squadrons of MiG-29s are completely out in the next couple of years. That's almost 9 squadrons gone, and that's a big hole in the Air Force's capabilities. And for that, it will need to add more LCA Tejas' numbers. Now, those numbers aren't coming. Until the time the LCA Tejas does not come in the numbers that the Air Force wants them, it will never be able to get to these 42 squadron numbers that's sanctioned, or indeed even the larger number that it's looking at in the years ahead, which is something like 65 fighter squadrons. So right now it's all hands on deck for the Indian Air Force as it bets big time on the LCA Tejas joining it in the numbers that it needs to make up for its declining squadron numbers.